Hello everyone and welcome to this full in-depth review of the 2020 Hyundai Sonata SEL Plus. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a full in-depth tour and review of this model, which has been completely updated and refreshed for the 2020 model year. It features a lot of really cool new tech and optional features, many of which are selected on this upgraded SEL Plus trim level. This is a car that starts at just $23,600, making it an affordable sedan for just about anyone. So I can't wait to show you around all the really cool things Hyundai has changed with this model, including the exterior design, the powertrain and drivetrain of this car, as well as all the really cool things we've got in the interior of this car. All that and more is coming up in today's review, so stick around till the end and let's jump right into it. Now, we're going to start this review off by discussing some of the really cool exterior features put on this refreshed 2020 Sonata. And as you can clearly see, a lot of the changes that have been made to this model occur up here on the front fascia of this car. The whole front area is totally refreshed and redesigned with Hyundai's new design language that I personally think is very stylish, and it really sets the brand apart with unique styling and a few design elements that are going to make the brand very recognizable. Now, all that starts off with the gorgeous Hyundai gloss black grille up there. That's really going to catch your eye when you see this car coming on the road towards you, and it also serves a function as well. It's going to pull air into those coolers, help cool the engine down, pull air in to feed the powertrain of this car, which we're going to be talking about in just a minute. And that really starts off the design elements we see on this car, and it's going to influence a lot of the lines we see around this car. For example, you can see some very aggressive body creases up here in the front. It's got a somewhat sporty design in addition to being sophisticated and laid back as well. Hyundai did a great job styling the front end of this car, but by far my most favorite feature up here has got to be these standard LED headlights that come also with LED daytime running lamps. Now, these daytime running lamps are cool for a couple of reasons. Not only are the LEDs going to help light up the road at night, but you've also got this beautiful chrome trim wrapping all along the hood of the car and around the windows as well. And what's extra special about this is that they've got hidden daytime LEDs inside that chrome strip. They're going to light up when the headlights are lit as well. And that really is a stunning look. I haven't seen a lot of other manufacturers integrate an element as cool as that into the lighting systems of their cars. So it's really cool to see it here on the Sonata, and that comes even in the base models, not just this beautiful SEL Plus trim. Now, moving along to the side of the car, we've got a couple more cool features to discuss here. As you can see, the chrome trim wraps around the whole windows. That is also available in gloss black, just like these beautiful mirror caps. Something I'd like to point out over here are these wheels. This is an upgraded model, as I said before, so we're seeing a beautiful gloss black and silver design here with these wheels, and I think that does a fantastic job of offsetting the gold all around the car. However, there's a variety of unique wheel styles and colors available from 16 inches all the way to 18 inches across. And again, we've got some really aggressive and sporty body lines going all around the car. Some pretty cool looking gloss black elements here that are going to really flesh out the design of the car. Finally, the design wraps off in the rear of the car, where there are a couple more cool features and a really great design to wrap everything off. As you can see, it's got full LED taillights right there, and I love how they wrap all the way around the trunk and create kind of a fin effect up there at the top of the car. And there's also that single chrome exhaust outlet. Now, that is an upgraded feature on the turbo model. The base models are not going to have that, but it really creates a cool asymmetrical effect at the rear of the car that I personally love. So all around, I am really impressed with the styling and exterior technology upgrades that Hyundai has made to the Sonata for the 2020 model year. Now, we are going to hop inside and check out the interior features of this 2020 Sonata in just a minute, but first, I believe it's pretty important to know what's going on here under the hood of this Sonata, because Hyundai actually offers a couple different options for the powertrain of this car. So in the base models, you're going to see what is a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder, putting out around 191 horsepower for an 8-speed automatic transmission, and then ultimately the front wheels of the car. However, this is not a base Sonata. As I said in the beginning of the review, this is an upgraded SEL Plus, and there are a ton of extra cool features and options offered with this model, including an upgraded turbo GDI engine. This is a 1.6 liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine. It offers lower displacement but extra forced induction from that added turbocharger. So the power output is actually going to be a little bit lower at 180 horsepower, but it makes up for that with really good fuel economy. This model, as it sits right here, actually gets a combined 31 mpg. Now, to keep this review moving along, we have jumped into the interior of the 2020 Hyundai Sonata, where we've actually got a lot of really cool and surprising features and technologies. Now, as I mentioned before, this is the upgraded SEL Plus trim. A lot of these features you're not going to find in the base Sonata. For example, in the base level Sonata, the one that costs just around $23,000, it is a full cloth interior with 6-way manually adjustable seats and a smaller infotainment touchscreen. However, here in the SEL Plus, all those things I just mentioned get upgraded. So it is a full leather interior with perforated leather wrapped on the steering wheel and perforated suede trimming the seats. Plus, we've got this beautiful red contrast stitching in. Rather than manual adjustments, this driver's seat is 10-way power operated, including 4-way power lumbar support. So you're going to be comfortable in the interior on the driver's seat of the SEL Plus, no matter what size you are and what seating position you prefer. Now, moving along to some of the actual features in here rather than just the materials, the Sonata SEL Plus does come with 2 USB charge ports in the front, as well as a 12-volt power outlet for all your power usage needs. Plus, in addition to those USB charge ports, if you don't want to mess around with a spaghetti mess of cords up here in the center console area, there's also a wireless charger pad right here. Now, there are also a few other storage areas in case you have your phone right there, or you do have the mess of cords. You can still keep things in these 2 enormous cup holders, which are perfect for keeping the key right now if you don't have a drink. It does come with a wireless key fob as well as push button start. And there's also a pretty spacious center console box right here underneath the armrest. Now, moving along to some of the different technology features in this car, I mentioned before the upgraded infotainment system. That is a full color system that is upgraded to 10.25 inches in this model. However, the base model has only 8 inches. And through that system, you can swipe and tap and pinch and zoom and do all sorts of things just like you would on a smartphone screen. It allows you to access some of the car's different settings, the radio and other media, even the weather, and of course the navigation option. Now, some of these things can also be featured here on the gauge cluster. That is a 12.3-inch digital LCD screen. Once again, this is an optional feature you're not going to find in all models, but it is semi-configurable. You can move around some of the different things and access a lot of information about the car. All in all, I'm a pretty big fan of the design and the level of materials and features you get here in the SEL Plus Sonata. It's actually pretty high quality considering the price, and everything is laid out fairly well. It's obviously not a luxury car like you would find over at Genesis, the luxury segment of Hyundai's dealership. However, it's still really, really nice for the price. Now, the rear seats of this 2020 Sonata are pretty cool as well. They feature a pretty similar design to the front seats with the gorgeous leather covering and the suede perforated trim on them, as well as that beautiful red contrast stitching, which really clashes in a unique and powerful way with that gold exterior design on this model. Now, the rear seats don't generally come with a lot of cool features in the base model of the Sonata. It's basically just the seats, you sit here, and that's about it. But here in the upgraded SEL Plus trim level and even the higher models like the limited model, you do get an added air vent so the rear seat passengers can keep cool on a hot Florida day like this, as well as 1 USB charge port back here. So I guess you'll have to fight with the other rear seat passengers to charge your phone, but at least there is 1 USB charge port here, even if you don't get that in the base model. That's really going to be one of my few complaints about the interior of this car, is that the USB charge ports aren't offered in every trim level. But I guess that's why you upgrade to this SEL Plus model. Now, a few other cool things we've got back here. Obviously, you can see the chrome trim has been continued, although not unwrapped yet, as this is a brand new car. It's still sitting at the Fitzgerald Hyundai Clearwater dealership. But there's also a few storage areas here in the door. There's not too big of a cup holder, but maybe you could slide a water bottle down in there. There's a cargo net back here behind the seat, which, by the way, the seats are backed in a hard plastic rather than leather, and that means they're going to be a lot easier to clean if you've got, you know, small children, toddlers back here are going to be kicking the back of the seat, throwing Cheerios at it or something. It's going to be very easy to wash this off. Headroom and legroom are pretty good as well. I did not adjust the front seat at all from where I was sitting before, and I've got plenty of legroom here. Even at 6'2", almost 6'3", the headroom is not bad either. Now, obviously, all that changes when we move to the middle seat. There's almost no legroom, almost no headroom, but hopefully that's only going to be used in extreme circumstances, because it is not nearly as comfortable. And if you're not using it, you can also fold it down. You've got a nice armrest here, a couple of cup holders, but no pass-through to the trunk area. Now, speaking of the trunk area, you're going to get 16 cubic feet of cargo space back there, as well as a bit of a cargo retainer net you can see in that shot. but I do believe that these seats fold down as well if you need even more cargo space. So in terms of carrying groceries around, this 2020 Sonata has got you covered. If you're considering buying a 2020 Sonata like this one, or even a similar car, definitely check out one of the videos on the screen right there, or subscribe to my channel, because I've reviewed a ton of cars similar to this that you might want to check out as well. I'd also like to extend a huge shout out and special thank you to Fitzgerald Hyundai and Genesis here in Clearwater, Florida for providing me with this 2020 Sonata SEL Plus to review today. I'll leave a link to their inventory below. But most importantly, thank you all so much for watching till the end of this video, and I'll see you next time.